Hey guys, well, it's another update for Black Projects 51. What I got for you today is more or less a couple of quick, I don't know, show and tells of kits, not so much reviews per se. I don't know, maybe it'll be an impromptu, quick review of these kits. I am not ready to engage in any of my projects quite yet. I'm My knee's getting better. It really is. The pain is slowly just starting to go away. Um, I'm still not sleeping so great, but on the days that or the nights, or the days following the nights where I'm not sleeping, I've taken a nap, I think twice this week, usually for an hour and a half, 2 hours tops is about all I get. But I do that because I'm trying to get myself rested again, allow my body to heal. And if I'm not rested, my body's not going to heal properly. And so that's what I'm doing. And I've lost a lot of weight. I I'm thinking, I don't know the exact number, but I want to say I lost about 40 pounds. So some people said they can see it in my face, but I pity them. No, just kidding. But anyways, so I'm going to mention some that are on the shelf, but I'm not going to pull them down. Matter of fact, I'll do that first. I've had the Star Wars Millennium Falcon, and I think I mentioned it briefly in one of my previous. I came across one of those for a really good price. My most recent purchase, though, that was a really good price, is one of them I'm going to review, and that's the one of the original AMT Star Trek three-piece adversary set. You know, that has the big Romulan warbird, the Ferengi marauder, and the Klingon bird of prey. You know, the small ones. Um, However, that particular kit, I think I paid $8 for it plus shipping and sales tax. So I think it came out to $10 thereabouts. And it doesn't have any instructions though, but they're not complicated kits, so I think I'll manage to get by. I always like to have instructions in case some questions pop up, but generally, if I look at something long enough, I sort it out on my own. So yeah, I think I've already mentioned this one briefly in passing, but it's the Sequest DSV Deep Sea Vehicle, I guess is what it stands for. I built this kit before and turned out really nice. And excuse me, I ended up giving it to a sub sandwich shop owner, and he displayed it in the shop there in Jacksonville, Florida, back in the day when I had a couple of hobby stores. Yeah, so like I said, basically this is the kit right there. These are some of the other kits you can get. I think I have this one, but it's not in a box. It's just in a bag. I used to have that one and this one, but never built them. They got burned up in the house fire of what, '05, late '04. um, it's got one of the it's like a little sphere, and it was like little orbiting satellites that was part of the Sequest DSV's thing. Now, if you look at this thing, it's got this texture, And what I recommend for painting it is spray a medium gray primer over the whole thing. And then for your paint job, take some like 800 grit or higher, 1000 grit, and gently sand this to where you're leaving the primer and all the little crevices. And you'll get a very cool effect, and it'll look to scale. It'll really bring out the details of the model. Of course, you can paint all these other little details. I don't know what this area is, but you see all these details. You can paint those after the fact. Very easy kit to build. The design is designed after a squid. It's got these side pieces as well. It's got some display stand things and some, well, the actual display stand is right here. Oh, it is open, okay. Sorry guys, I'm experiencing technical difficulties. Plus there's a little tiny, but anyways, you get a decent display stand. Might want to add it onto another base to give it another artistic element. But so, you know, the sub sits on that. And it also comes with the little thing that just fell out. Well, it's got these little tiny rescue subs that are supposed to be in scale. And then it's got these little satellite orbs. And then it's got these little tiny, the other little vehicle that looks kind of like a shark. It's a one-man or two-man vehicle. That's what these little tiny things are right there. So there's, you know, and I think these are hatches of some type, just like that. So the kit is, there's the aft propulsion section. The kit's actually pretty cool. I'm going to try to find the other little loose pieces. Yeah, here's one of those little subs. Yeah. I think they're designed to be glued down to the base, like sitting on some of these rock formations and stuff like that. I'm just wanting to double check and make sure that there's no parts missing. Of course, the kit doesn't come with decals, to my knowledge. Yeah. Pretty simple instructions. Right there. There's 4 steps. So, yeah. I apologize. Until I get some kind of other means to make videos, I'm going to have to do it this way. I know it's pretty amateurish, but it is what it is. And, yeah, so this is a quick build. Only reason I got it is because I got it for really dirt cheap. I think this is another one I paid like $10 for. And that, I think, was with shipping. And anyways, I'm going to get all this thing put back here. But yeah, it's a very simple kit, but done right, it can look really cool. That's why I said you paint it a gray, and then you sand off all the high spots, and you get this kind of appearance, just like it. So, and then I sprayed it with a gloss, well, actually a semi-gloss coat to finish it out after all the detail painting was done. And matter of fact, you can see here on the side of the box, somebody opted for a paint job that, I don't know, the base they did really nice, you know, the dry brushing, all that. I don't personally care for that design. It was well done, but I think painting it, because it's so easy to do, just like it is there, is a far better choice because it more accurately represents what was actually on the show. What I got here is Halo Master Chief. This is it's got quite a few parts to it. I'm going to take them out. They look like they were 3D printed, and let me set this off to the side here where I can manage a little better because I have limited desk space the way I got things set up. I had my keyboards go out on me, two of them. And one was intermittent. Some days it would work and, you know, other days it wasn't. So, yeah, so got Master Chief here, and this is from Halo. It's got very nice details. It's obviously 3D printed. Master Chief's mugshot, if you will. And his head just rests in there. Now, they've got a stand that comes with it, which I will probably use because it is a nice stand. But he stands on this, but there's also another part to the stand, which is a massive rock formation that Master Chief is standing on. And I'll get that all laid out here in just a moment. The details on the kit are very nice. They really are. If you're a Halo fan, I kind of grew into it. I liked the brief series they had on television. I thought they could have done better, but overall it was enjoyable, interesting, fun storytelling. There's a push on Facebook and online at other places to bring it back, have additional seasons. Some people are talking about as many as 3 more seasons, which, you know, they kept it pretty benign. There were some nudity shots, Master Chief backside, you know, full nude thing, you know, whatever. So Master Chief, they've got an interesting way of putting him together. Oh, this is it. Yeah, so I'm trying to hold him together here, but you can see he's very nicely detailed. And then his torso, and there he is. And then he comes with this rock base that he stands on, which what I think I'll do, I may not use this actually. I might save that for something else because it's very cool. But it does have this cool halo emblem, which I may incorporate into the actual display stand that I decide to use. But if I were to build a diorama base and kind of try to mimic the texture of this on the ground, I think it'd be pretty cool. I just don't want it to be just like what everybody else is doing, so yeah, I'm gonna kind of just do it my way. It's got the halo emblem where it mounts into a couple of little holes right at the 6 o'clock position. Not a bad looking display stand and all that, but like I said, the figure is really nicely done. And what is he? He's about um, 9 inches tall to the top of his helmet and about 11 and a half inches to the top of his rifle. So um, decent size. Uh, a nice 3D print. Some minor details that we could do to make it look better. But yeah, that's the Halo figure. He wasn't terribly expensive either. I think he was around $30. So, um, and when they 3D printed it, it's largely hollow, which is interesting. But there's really no lighting to be had. But what's going to make this thing look good is the paint job. Like there's some little nubs. They're very tiny all over. I think they were attach points for the 3D printing risers, but um, yeah, he's got his weapon with his arm attached. So you can see how it attaches right there. It goes into his shoulder. Same thing with the other arm. Nice detailing. So, if you like figure kits, which I'm not a big fan of figure kits per se, I do decent at painting them, but it's not my strong point. But if it's a subject matter I really enjoy, then I'll pick one up if I can get it for cheap. Um, as you guys know, I'm more interested in spacecraft design than anything else. So, um, trying to multitask while I chat with you here. So we got Master Chief here. I'm gonna just kind of throw everything back in the box, and I will rewrap everything. Probably not even necessary. These parts aren't uh, really fragile. This might be my invoice actually. I might be able to give you no. A guy named Mark. So There's Halo Master Chief. Wow. Got my heater over there, so I will stretch and put him over there. I think I might have briefly covered this. Now, this kit was already started, and it's the Mercury 9 rocket, which I love these old classic style rocket designs. This is made by Pegasus Hobbies. The quality of the kit is, you can see they already started painting something in the box, these parts in here. They've already got some silver paint on it, which I've got to redo all this because I'm not using somebody else's paintwork. Some buildings, comes with the surrounding buildings for the rocket. I think that's part of the launch pad, which it's in the box art. That's not yellow. I don't know why the person painted it yellow, but I got it for really cheap because it's an already started kit, and this thing goes for between $60 and $100 if it's new in the box, which, like I said, I think I paid $29 for it, if that. Got some nice looking parts though. My experience with these Pegasus models is that they're actually pretty good fitting for the most part, and well designed. And like I said, this one, he painted every freaking sprue tree. Another part of the building. The rocket nozzles, the engine bells, if you will. And then there's three of these. And then there's that one, which I'm not sure where that goes. I'll have to take a look. It does have a decal sheet. It's got some other extraneous little rocket fins and I guess building parts, and yeah, so then it's got these clear domes. Another piece he painted yellow, and then there was this inside of it. I think he was planning on lighting it, the person that had this kit before. What's sad about some of these kits is they're part of an estate sale, basically. They, the person that owned these kits passed, and they, probably asked that they just be sold to someone that could enjoy them. I don't know if that's the case with this, but I know it does happen. And, I think it's going to be a very fun kit to build. It's got so much detail to it, and interesting subject matter. I'm hoping when I go to paint all these a more acceptable color. I mean, folks do what they want to do. Me personally, wow, this thing is really packed in here. And you can see the main upper fuselage, if you will. And yeah, more building pieces. And it's got a huge 9-step, well, I guess with decal location and stuff and paint thing, you got 10 steps here. So, yeah, it's got one little engine part in here. Oh, I see it now. I was going to say I didn't know where that was, but I see it now. Very interesting design of a spacecraft. And I'm actually looking forward to building this one. But I'm going to be staying with the theme that's on the box. Primarily just because I like it. So, yeah. So we're at 2639 right now. And last but not least, I got this kit, as I already told you. No instructions, but all the bags are sealed. That's the, as you know, the Romulan warbird. And then we've got more of the Romulan warbird in here, as well as the other two ships. Which, you know, these small ships, I'm going to go ahead and build them and light them and put them on their own little display stands because I got some nice clear pieces. Comes with it. It's still got a very nice decal sheet. It's not yellowed or anything, so that's good. And so, like I said, no instructions. And what I'm going to do, especially on the warbird, because I know it has a whole bunch of fit issues, is I'm going to go through and all the locator pins and the holes that the pins go into, I'm going to clean them up and enlarge the receiving holes for the pins. And, well, I'm just going to leave this here. And, you know, all the mating surfaces, clean them up a little bit because I've found that some of these ill-fitting kits, if you go through and you enlarge it, you know how they got matching pins to holes when you're putting two halves together? If you just go in and enlarging those a little bit, and then you have some what I call micro flashing or just excess material on the mating surfaces, you just go and lightly sand those areas down, file them, whatever works for you. If you do that, you'll find that the kit will go together a little bit easier. Not always. Some kits just suck. And I have a feeling that as far as fit, this is going to be presenting problems for me as well, because this is one of the original kits right here. First release, I believe. The box bears witness to that. So I've always thought it was a very cool kit, though. But the Romulan warbird kind of stands out in its own, and I think that's why so many people don't build the kit with all of them together, because all of them have some merit to themselves. They're nicely detailed, and you know, I have the huge 1/350th scale Klingon. Uh, I've I can't remember. It's the big battle cruiser, that one, and a bunch of other stuff. I think most of this stuff I've shared with you, or at least mentioned briefly uh, in the past. So yeah, I don't really have much more than that. I'm I am jonesing to get back into the projects. I had a situation with the X-wing. I had cut some styrene panels to go on the top and bottom of each of the wings of the X-wing, and because of the type of the plastic, I don't know if it's polypropylene or what it is, but there's only certain glues that work on it, and the glues I use two kinds. I used the tester stuff, and then I used the Gorilla Glue as well, and it didn't want to stick. So those delaminated and came off. Fortunately, it didn't leave too much of a mess on the original wing details, so I should be able to clean it up. And I just got to find a glue, and if any of you know, because it's these Hasbro toys that that particular X-wing toy was known for being fairly studio accurate um, in size and detail. So even though that doesn't matter for me because I've already modified it, and not all the X-wing, the Hasbro X-wing parts are the same kind of plastic. Some of them do appear to be styrene-ish plastic, and others are that more when you touch it, it's got a waxy kind of real, I don't know, almost vinyl kind of feel to it. And it's thick and it's, but painting it's not such an issue. But it's my understanding that gluing, if you don't get the right kind of glue, could be a definite problem. So, um, yeah. Um, so there's that. There's things I can do on it. I do need to clean up those wings. I need to find a glue that will bond those plastics going forward because until I do, that project's kind of on hold. Um, Trying to think what else. The flying saucer is kind of on hold too because I don't have everything that I need right now to um, uh, finish it out the way I want to. And so, what that means, until I do get some workarounds on some of this stuff, I can do some detail work on the engines for the X Wing. Uh, there's some areas in the aft section of the wings where I've modified right where the engines go on each wing element. I'm sorry, my nose is itching and running. So, ah, yeah, nothing but glamour here. So, um, those projects, and I was expecting it, that there would be some probably things that would hold me up. So, what I can do is work on the triangular UFO diagram a little bit, get that kind of, I need to get the decals made and sized down. I bought a new printer. I got it for a good price, a nicer printer with higher resolution and options. Yeah, I'm definitely wanting to get back into the projects here ASAP, but I need my pain to subside just a little bit more because even sitting here talking to you, I'm very uncomfortable. But I'll get there. So in the meantime, I hope my kit reviews, as they are, will suffice for now. And I do have some other stuff I could show you, but it's probably nothing that you haven't seen before. And just because I have it doesn't make it special. So um, I am going to have to pick some projects, maybe some easier things that I can build pretty quickly. Sorry, man. Normally I would pause, but you know what? Just keeping it real here. um, yeah, Hulkbuster still sitting up on the shelf. I really like how that turned out. That was a fun project. And then I've got some figures I still have to paint besides Master Chief, and I will try to find something that I can do without messing up and start posting that for now. And like I said, I think I can move forward on some of the stuff with the triangular UFO diorama, the hangar bay. Um, it wouldn't take but maybe 8 more hours to finish that thing up, because like I said, it being about 1/144th scale, there's not a lot of detail elements I could put in that hangar display because they're so small. And I've looked and I can't find. Now, there might be some stuff on Thingiverse and all that are 3D printable, but I'm not quite there with my comfort zone with 3D printing. So I'm going to get my buddy Steve over here at some point in the near future to give me a hand with that stuff. So, yeah, I hope you found my little side note here interesting. Like I said, there's some more stuff I could. Here's something I think that I can use on one of my other projects, but this is a 1/72nd scale ground crew set. I bought it for one of the projects. I think it was the UFO projects, and I think this, they don't give a scale on this thing, and the instructions are on the back of the box, as you know from the reviews that I did on the past. It doesn't give a scale, but I think 1/72nd scale may be pretty close. Let me just pull it out here real quick and look. Well, you look at the portals, right? And yeah, I think this thing turns and comes apart, which is interesting. And then it's got this little interior piece, which I'm not sure why they did that. It's going to be interesting having to um, paint this thing in clear. I'm going to be masking off much of this clear stuff. It's got similar landing gear to the other saucer I'm building. Um, this is supposed to be the battery module, as I've already showed you. And of course, we have our pizza box stand. Uh, that's just totally bizarre. Anyways, So I think that the 1/72nd scale um, figures will be a um, well, I'm just trying to get this back to, there we go. It's got a term lock type thing. Um, I just want to look at one of the 1/72nd scale figures, and I think that's a reasonable uh, size for this. So I think I can make it work. So I will. So I think these two are going to go together. Yeah, so this is the Atlantis models UFO. It's the sighting over Monument Valley. So this is supposed to be a actual real representation of a craft that was reported as a sighting. And for what it's worth. So it's probably one of our human-made UFOs. Kind of looks like it. Yeah. So as you guys know, I'm a big fan of the flying saucer genre, the ship design. To me, it's all about the ship design. I just love it. Anyways, so I think I'm going to let you go. It's 42:40 now. So you guys enjoy your modeling. I will get back into my projects as soon as possible. And but right now, I'm not feeling it. I'm just feeling this stinking knee. So it is getting better. So I'm approaching normalcy. It's just probably going to take another, um, I don't know, 2 to 3 weeks. Uh, I've been doing a lot of all the stretching and stuff they've given me so I can get full mobility and reflex, or not reflex, but flexibility. But I think I'm going to have a slightly diminished amount of range of movement in this left leg because, quite frankly, the pain that some of these exercises cause isn't worth the extra little pain that is required to go that extra just push. Because for almost 4 years, I dealt with the pain of the injury to my knee and then post-surgery pain, and I'm done with the pain part. So I'm just saying, it's time to just be normal. And from what I understand, once this type of surgery heals up, you're good to go. It feels better than the natural knee. I'll figure that out and find that out soon enough. Anyways, guys, take care. Enjoy your model building, and feel free to contact me if you got any questions, comments, or ideas. Peace.